Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of 10 Unedited Minutes with Marlena. It is Thursday, July 30th. And if you are binge listening to my episodes, you will notice that I skipped a day. And we'll get into that later, I guess. But first, today's podcast is sponsored by my dear friend, Rebecca Conklin-Kleibomer. Rebecca has agreed to sponsor 2 months worth of my podcasts, and we are kind of coming towards the end of that sponsorship. But for the past several episodes, I decided to honor my sweet friend by just taking a couple minutes at the beginning of each episode and loving on her, or sharing a fond memory of our friendship. And then these last few weeks of her sponsorship, I saved something that I think is pretty special, and that is love letters. So back in February of 2017, Rebecca dedicated February to the month of love, and she committed to writing a love letter every day during that month. And the love letters were to people that she found, that she loved. They were to people that she loved and she deeply cared for. And I saved every one of those letters because I was going to put them in a book for her. And obviously that never happened because, me and my projects. But I decided to pull them out and read them. So today, we are on the one she wrote on February 13th, and I admittedly pre-read these letters before I record this podcast, and up to this point, this is my absolute favorite letter. Here we go. Dear me, you're having an odd bit of, remember, these are from Rebecca. Let me start that over. Dear me, you're having an odd bit of trouble centering yourself this morning for this love letter project. It's not for lack of subjects. You have some biggies coming up too. Your husband, your firstborn, your best friend, your mama. Maybe the love you have for them is just too overwhelming at the moment. It's not that you haven't had to apply some discipline in this project, to force yourself to slough off the pettiness and political horror in your newsfeed and focus on love. You've pulled yourself through your own stuff some mornings, and you've been filling with inspiration and anticipation and butt-wriggling excitement at writing letters on other mornings. That your husband just had a chance to chat with you online right now was a welcome boost, a little fiddle with a relief valve on the pressure cooker of couples' loves that has to stew away in individual pots for 3 months at a time. Maybe you need to do that thing that you're always telling others to do when they feel low on love. Fill your own tank. Low points just happen when you have an active and journeying life. There are a lot of draws on your energy and attention right now too. Running on fumes won't do anyone any good. No matter how efficient, you can still be like that. And you want to give people your best. So maybe you need to share some love with yourself today. You really do want to serve others, to be helpful and encouraging, to walk with them and bring out loving service in them. That's something I love about you. I love all the people who have modeled that for you, who have taught you how to do that. We need more of that. You love your children, and you have everything it takes to be the mother of these 2 particular boys. Maybe you can work harder on seeing the one for the man he is, but you'll always be his mommy. You know you would do anything for them, that you want them to be their best selves and contribute to the world in a positive way. You can show them how to do that by being your best beloved self. You are a darn good editor and newspaper woman. You are committed to telling the truth. You stand up to injustice. You're turning out to be a conscientious politician and a dedicated public servant. That's great. You make some mad crazy food, girl. You prepare actual feasts. You love to entertain and hospitality, especially around a table in your own home. Let me start that over. You love to entertain and hospitality, especially around a table in your own home, is a cornerstone of the very foundation of who you are as a person. Your family and your faith taught you that how to welcome and nurture and feed the need. You will always break bread with and for others, even foes. You are pretty inside and out. You deserve good health and self-care and a body that will permit you to serve your loved ones and explore this world. You can do it. You can do it. I love you, Rebecca. Always, me. I think we all need to write ourselves a love letter. Wow. Or maybe just go back and read this, because this one could apply to a lot of people, especially in today's world where our attention is stretched in so many different directions with current technology. Everybody feeling like they have to work 500 jobs just to keep up with inflation. Okay, maybe that was an exaggeration. But wow, Rebecca, that's beautiful. And everything in that is true about you too. I want you to feel that. Every single thing in that letter is true about you. You are beautiful inside and out. Your food is fucking amazing. And just everything you said, that letter encompasses you beautifully. So, well done, my friend. Now, where have I been? Where was I yesterday? And the only reason why I'm talking about this is because I think some awareness needs to be brought into this as well. And it yesterday allowed me to slow down and kind of reflect on some things too. So if you don't know, I suffer from chronic migraine. I am medicated every single day. I take, let me think, at least 2 medicines to combat my migraines. And one I recently had to fight hard to get because my insurance company didn't think it was necessary. And that is Qulipta. First of all, I finally was able to get it, and it changed my life. You know what? I'm sorry. I take three medicines. So Qulipta literally changed my life. I was having probably 3 pretty bad knock you on your ass migraines a week without Qulipta. And once I started taking that, yesterday was the first knock me on my ass migraine that I have had in well over a month. So I also get Botox injections once every 3 months. And I truly think that with my Botox injections and the Qulipta yesterday, it kind of like held that migraine off. It's the weirdest thing, okay? This is what I want to bring attention to. It's the absolute weirdest thing. With these medications, they take away the pain, right? The pain of a migraine. But they don't take away a lot of the other symptoms, you see. Migraine is more than just a freaking headache, right? Especially for me. I get dizzy. I get nauseous. I have auras where it feels like I have a black curtain hanging on the side of my eyeballs. And sometimes things get like, I see like these star floaties. Classic migraine. And you feel like shit. Your stomach is upset. You're tired. You just feel like absolute shit. And that's one of the negative things about the Qulipta is it covers up the migraine pain. But then you feel like shit. And you're like, why do I feel so bad? Every time I'm like, oh my God, I think I'm having a migraine. Well, yesterday I didn't have to think. I knew I had a migraine because the pain broke through, and it did. It just knocked me on my ass all day yesterday. I did one thing, and that was go talk to some very sweet priest who I'm gonna start cooking for again. I'm very excited about that. But I was supposed to go to church yesterday morning, and I didn't because it knocked me on my ass. So the thing that I kept thinking about yesterday was in the very beginning of... Well, hello, pumpkins. My granddaughter has been popping in and out of here. Not sure if you're on YouTube, you can see that. But yeah, anyway, at the very beginning of this whole migraine journey, I was probably in my mid-30s, early 30s, when I started doctoring for them. I remember when I had my very first, like, actual migraine aura, but I feel like I've been getting these migraines since I was probably 18 years old. But they really ramped up in my 30s, and I decided to start going to an actual neurologist. And I found one of the best neurologists in probably the world. She has since retired, but I am going to her protege. So she has trained on the next one, and that's who I continued with. But Dr. Gretchen Tijan, she's still around. She's probably traveling the world. She was just a pleasant, wonderful lady, and she knew everything there was to know about migraines. And the thing that I loved about her was she advocated for migraine. And she told me one time that she actually went to our Capitol and spoke to our politicians about allowing migraine to be a reason for a disability. And at the time, you know, I'm this person who pushes through, right? Especially when I was getting them 3 days a week. Like, I had to push through. I couldn't be on my ass 3 days a week. Like, there was shit that needed to be done. But at the time, I was like, okay, yeah. I really knew that migraines could be bad, but I didn't think that they could be, you know, debilitating enough to where you were not able to function in a job. And yeah, I saw that over the last year. Like, before I could get on this Qulipta, it was to a point where I probably would have not been able to do a job. Hang on. What, honey?
I need a chair.
You need a chair? Do you want to go ask Papa to get you one? Okay. My granddaughter needs a chair. But anyway, if I was somebody who didn't push through these migraines, yeah, there would have been probably a day a week where I would have had to just not gone to work. And Qulipta has saved my life. But my migraines are mitigated right now between my family doctor and my neurologist and my Botox doctor. We have them, knock on wood, under control. So I feel good. I feel great. Still a little tired today. Little bit of a headache-y-ish today, but I'm able to sit down and record this podcast and sit at a computer and do some work. And had I had a job, I would have been there yesterday. I just would have probably not felt well. But anyway, I'm at a point in my life right now where I can make that decision. So anyway, one thing I do want to say is if you are if you watch my reels, it's going to look a little bit different today because I couldn't use my iPad to record because my sweet granddaughter was using it to play her Bluey game. And here she comes. So, with her chair. Say thank you, Papa.
You're welcome.
Is that good? Okay, all right, we are set up. But that's it. That's the end of this podcast today. Thank you, Rebecca, for sponsoring this podcast. It truly means a lot. If anybody else out there wants to sponsor this podcast, I have some really cool opportunities coming up, but I need a monthly sponsor. So $25 a month. At this time, it's very minimal. I'm really focusing more on growing this podcast audience and its reach. And then once that happens, you know, we might up that sponsorship a little bit. But for now, I just want somebody or some small business to cover my Buzzsprout subscription each month, and in return, you will get mentioned. And look at this. I spent 2 months talking about my sweet friend, Rebecca. So depending on the sponsorship, maybe we'll do something really cool like agricultural series or Yeah, yesterday I saw a drone flying outside my house spraying a field. That was really cool. And agriculture is something that is near and dear to my heart. Or a food series, or a boutique, whatever. Just if you want to sponsor me, get a hold of me. Anyway, thank you guys for listening to this podcast. I love you all. Pray for me. I pray for you every single day. And we will see you tomorrow. Bye.